I'm really excited today to introduce Maurice to you. I've done a lot of research on credit repair. I've worked with other companies. I know there's a lot of people out there that have done it, and it also has kind of a bad reputation. Even Reed and I were talking about that, and I'm really excited to work with Maurice and present him because I knew this is something we needed in Agora. I knew it's a really important, and when you get a chance to hear what Maurice has to say, his company is incredible. He's got a great website. I've done a lot of research on him online. He's got incredible reviews. And then on top of that, he also has a lot of other credit repair companies come and use his services to actually, and they upsell him. And he goes around and he teaches in the nation. So Maurice comes with an incredible background, an incredible product, and he really knows his stuff. And then, so Maurice, I'm going to let you take from here. I can't even do the justice that you could do explaining your product. Maybe you could tell a little bit about your background, what got you into this, and then also what makes your company stand out above other companies, things that you've learned in the industry. So with that, I'm so thankful to introduce you to Maurice Shabazz. So Maurice, here, the call is yours.
Hello, how are you? So, so let me tell you. So, a little bit about, eFix Credit. Of course, we got a lot of, we've been doing credit repair for over 10 years now, effectively. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of credit repair companies out there that, the industry just as a whole doesn't have a bad, reputation. When people hear about credit repair, they kind of cringe like, because it has been a lot of people just over the years making promises they can't keep. I'll wipe off your credit in 30 days. We'll do this for your credit. We'll do that, and promise people the world and get very little or no results, or they're out of pocket, and basically, they're back at square one. They can't move forward with their credit. So our whole motto was like, if we cannot get a client to a place to where they can move forward with their credit, whether it's purchase a home, purchase a car, rent an apartment, then what good is the service? What value is our service if they cannot move forward? And I think at first we kind of made one of the mistakes that we made was we did really good as far as our deletion rate, right? And we would delete a lot of items off clients' credit reports. We did everything according to the rules, FCRA, FACTA, debt collecting practices. And we did really good within the policy, laws, and guidelines, that the credit bureaus and the FTC want us to abide by. However, clients, I'll give you an example. I had a client, and we had removed like 50 items off of her report in the first 30 days, and which is really, really great, really good, as far as you deleting that many items and within 30 days. That's great results. However, she didn't care. She wasn't moved by, I got 50 negative items removed from my credit reports. She was just like, I can't qualify for anything. My score is still in the 500s. And, in my mind at first, I was like, this client is ungrateful. I don't understand, why. And then I had to think about it. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute. She has a good point. She can't move forward. Yeah, we did. I know from a credit repair standpoint that's great results. But at the same time, if she can't move forward and she can't qualify for anything, then it's really not of value to her. And it just looks good, and sounds good. So we focused on people getting score increases. We figured out at that point our clients are more concerned with the increase to the credit score than they are with how many items you can get deleted off the report. If a client had 100 negative items and their score was still in the 700s, would they really care? No, they wouldn't, because they're able to move forward. So I mean, of course, that ratio might not be true to 100 negative items and still have to maintain a 700 score. But I have seen clients with 15 to 20 negative items, and they're still in the 700 club, you know, because some of those items are so old, and we have built so much positive history on top of that, that now it's overpowering this anything that's negative that's old. It's kind of pushing it down towards the bottom of the report. So we focus on credit building as well as credit repair. So we want to make sure that we restore their credit, that way they can move forward. So the faster they can meet their financial goals, the better. You know, you have a lot of companies out there that just keep charging monthly and monthly and monthly, and they'll string you along a year and a half, 2 years, as long as you're willing to pay it, and they'll dispute only 3 items on each round. I believe one of the companies right now, if you pay a lesser, people call in and they'll say, you know, I don't want to keep paying this every month. Oh, they'll give them a lesser price for retention, but they say, okay, we're only going to dispute 1 item a month. So basically, they're still dragging you out. You know, so does a company like that really care about you meeting your goals? No, they don't. You know, they just care about their bottom line. Their program is built to scale. So, and we all want to make money, I understand, but at the same time, we want our clients to meet our goals. So that's why we have so many good reviews. That's why people are ecstatic. We actually care about our clients. We care about them reaching their goal. And, you know, so that's why we've been so successful. You know, taking care of clients, taking care of people, helping change lives, helping improve, individuals' finances, getting them more credit aware of how credit works, you know, how to look at their credit report, you know, what to look for, how to maintain a healthy score. People need to know this information because, you know, of course, a lot of people have not been educated on how credit works and why it's so important and how to maintain it. So I don't want to go. I could go on and on and on, but yeah, I just wanted to share that and give that, you know, to you guys, and for anybody who's listening, you know, that, you know, this is the nuts and bolts of our program.
Hey, Maurice, this is Jeremy.
I feel that's really important, yeah. Well, also, John, hold on 1 second. So can you tell us also, like, how you're better than, like, let's say, and not some of what you just talked about, like Lexington Law, and what you do different? And I know you kind of just talked a little bit about that right now.
Right. I was actually talking about Lexington Law. It's a funny thing. I was actually talking, they're pretty much the 500-pound gorilla in the credit repair industry. So, but like I said before, you know, they're built to scale. So, you know, they're only going to, if you take a scenario, you have a client that has about 100, let's just say they have 100 negative items or somewhere close to 100 negative items. There's clients out there like that have every erroneous thing on their report. How do they bounce back from that? And if they go to a company, not trying to just put them down there, but if they go to a company like that that's only going to dispute 3 items a month, let me tell you what happens. You know how long they will be in their program until they actually get to where they need to be? We're talking about anywhere from probably anywhere from 3 to 5 years. At the rate of, because every time they dispute 3 items aren't being deleted. That's not what's happening. A lot of those items are still staying on the report. And then if you have a one-size-fits-all process, which I've seen their process, and they do have a one-size-fits-all process. So the same person that has just a few collections or a few medical collections versus somebody who has bankruptcy, who has tax liens, child support, collections, charge-offs, repossessions, you know, may have had a divorce. Those are 2 totally different scenarios, 2 totally different situations. You cannot use that same process for the person that only has a few collections versus a person that has more tougher accounts that they have reported that are going to be much harder to get removed. So I believe that, you know, of course, you know, when people Google credit repair, the first thing they're going to see is creditrepair.com, Lexington Law. That's the first thing that you're going to see on Google, hands down. Their marketing Their marketing plan is astronomical. I mean, you're not going to see anything pop up first except for those two companies. They have pretty much dominated that space. However, so you got all these people running to them because they're the first thing popping up everywhere. But at the same time, they look up and they say, because we get a lot of their clients. I have a lot of Lexington Law clients. I have a lot of CreditRepair.com clients. And they come to me and they say the same thing. And it kind of makes it really harder for us to get clients into the process. They're like, well, I just paid this company for the last year, and they didn't really do anything. How is it going to be different? And I get that question a lot, and I have to explain it to them. The other thing about Lexington Law and CreditRepair.com, these are facts. I'm not making anything up. Do they have credit building tools? No, they don't. They're not going to recommend that, hey, if you want to rebuild your credit, here are some resources for you. They don't give that to clients. And the reason why they don't give that to clients is because they want to keep you in their program paying that monthly fee as long as they possibly can keep you in there. So what we do is we give our clients, no matter how bad their credit is, we give them resources to rebuild their credit. Here's the link to Credit Builder Card. Go ahead and apply. You won't be declined. You'll get a secure credit card. Here, apply for this jury account. They're going to give you a $5,000 credit line off the bat. You know, even though your credit is not in good standing right now, it doesn't matter. They're still going to improve you. We have a partnership with them. Go to New Coast. They're going to give you a $5,000 line of credit. Make sure you pay it off. Make sure you're on time, and establish that. We need to reestablish that good payment history, because that's what it's all about. It's not just about removing negative items. It's about maintaining good payment history, because that's what's going to increase the scores. That's what the loan officers are going to see when they try to get you pre-qualified for a home. They want to see that you have performed well with some accounts on your credit. So that's what we try to get clients to understand. Majority of our clients understand and they follow a lot of our recommendations, and that's why they get the good results. I tell a lot of clients this. I probably sound like a broken record to a lot of my clients. Hey, if you follow the system and you follow our recommendations, you will meet your goal. I tell them all that. And clients that take that and they internalize that, they always reach their goal. And I think that's the biggest part about it. Credit building as well as credit building. Both together, you can't lose.
That's great. Jeremy, did you have a question? You're going to have something there?
Yeah, it was pretty similar to yours. I think, Maurice, you pretty much answered it. My question was just going to be, what specifically do you guys do to help increase the score? And you pretty much addressed that with the resources you're talking about, with the prepaid credit cards and jewelry accounts and things like that. So that was my question, and you answered that already, so thank you.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah, and that's, just kind of, personal testimony here. I mean, I bought a house about a year and a half ago. I needed to improve my credit score, and I did get some negative things taken off, but it didn't help my credit score. Just getting rid of negative items isn't going to do the job. It's not going to do the trick. You have to have a good payment history, and the history or the age of your credit also plays a part in that. So I don't know if anybody on this phone thinks or has ever deleted negative items and think that it's going to improve your score drastically. It won't. You have to get that positive history. And I know when talking with Maurice and when Vince introduced us, and I knew he was on to something really great, and they had a great service, because I knew that already. And the fact that he brought that up, that it's not just about cleaning up the credit, but really pretty much reestablishing or just building it back up, that's really what gets your score going on. You could have, like Maurice said, 100 negative things taken off. Your score is most likely not going to do anything that's going to excite you too much.
Exactly. And I want to add this. I deal with a lot of mortgage brokers. I deal with a lot of real estate agents, and I want people to know that when you try to get pre-qualified house, they said, I got some of them that's affiliated with us, and they want to basically get these leads that can't qualify to a point they can't qualify. And right now, FHA is accepting 620 to qualify for a home loan. And a lot of these mortgage brokers and realtors, not throwing any shade their way, they really don't care about getting you a good rate. They more or less care about getting that minimum score to get you to qualify so they could close that deal, which I understand. They want to close the deal. They want to make their commissions. They want to make, everybody has to make their income. I understand. However, I really urge a lot of people to get that score as high as you can before you qualify for that loan, because the interest rate that you're going to be charged, the cost to borrow that money to purchase that home, you're going to end up paying a lot more to borrow that money if your credit score is not in a good place to get a good interest rate. So don't go with the bare minimum of a 620 score just to barely qualify to qualify for a home. Try to get that score as high as you can, if not in the 700 club, or at least close to the 700s. So that way you can get a good, decent rate, and that way you're not paying a whole bunch of interest before you are actually paying for the actual principal, and also gaining equity, in your home as you're making payments. So, make sure, I can't stress that enough. Try to get the best score you can before purchasing a home.
Jeremy, do you want to go through the site, and then also if anyone has any questions, you can either type them on the side or get ready to get your questions together. And then, Jeremy, you want to walk through, and then maybe you can show them his website, and then also walk through our site, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do that. So I've had the description tab open for a while, so a short little video there, which is what we always like to do, is have a video there, and then talk a little bit about the credit restoration as well as the credit building, which we've been talking about for the last 10 or 15 minutes now. Little information on eFix Credit. So there's the About section, their staff, what they specialize in. Some FAQs, still working on that. And then here are some reviews. And this is really, really great because, as we've talked about, there's a lot of credit companies out there who may have a lot of bad reviews, negative things. So Maurice and his company have some outstanding reviews, which just speaks volumes about how their service works, and how their customer service is, and just how they treat people and how they actually help them. So a lot of great reviews, which I think is kind of hard to find in the industry. So again, I think that speaks volumes. And here's the plan section. So we haven't really talked a lot about pricing so far. Maurice has talked about some other people in the industry, but never really referenced pricing. So I think this is incredible pricing. So we're looking at $249 for the first month. That gets everything going. And then after that, it's $89 a month. So that's the credit restoration and the credit building. Maurice, you might want to jump in on this here in just a second, but there's also the credit monitoring that is required when eFix Credit is working with you to build and reestablish that credit. And there are two different credit monitoring plans that eFix offers. There's a basic plan and then a premium plan. Now, Maurice, I believe you said that they don't necessarily have to use your guys' monitoring program. However, you guys obviously do recommend it because there's a lot of other features and benefits that your guys' monitoring service offers that most credit monitoring services do not.
That is correct. So, let me share a little bit about that. So, with this, the Smart Credit platform, the reason why we like it so much is it's very user-friendly to the consumer and to the client. With the premium plan, which most of our clients subscribe to when entering the service, basically gives them access to update their score every day. So they can get score updates and basically see how they're progressing. And also, they can also look at their 3-bureau report, and they can see the changes in the system. Also, they have a money manager, basically. And what happens with the money manager, you put all your accounts in there, whether it's bank accounts, credit cards, brokerage accounts, real estate, doesn't matter what kind of accounts they are. You basically enter them in the system, and it monitors all your accounts. And if any kind of activity or anything that's detected, it'll alert you, and basically you can see everything and stop it at a push of a button. And they also have identity fraud insurance that covers your whole family and your whole household. There's no additional cost for any. All these features are included. So protects your whole family and your household, replacement of IDs, a driver's license, or passports. You don't have to fill out a long police affidavit. It's just a push of a button, and basically it will cover all your accounts, credit cards, bank accounts, you name it. It's up to $1 million in identity fraud insurance, so you're covered. And they got the score builder and the score master. So the score master tells you all of your credit scores, your auto score, your hiring risk index, your insurance score, also your regular credit score as well. So you have that, and then you have your score builder. Basically, whatever debt that you have, it'll let you know if you pay this amount and how much it would boost up the points in your score. So you have that too. So it gives you a scale of how much you can pay. If you pay $20, you pay $100. If you pay $300 of your debt down, this is the impact it'll make to your score. So you have that too. So it's a lot of tools with the smart credit system, and that I'm pretty sure that's why they named it Smart Credit, because it really has a lot of cool tools that could really help you with your credit and then really help you keep track of it. So it's definitely a benefit. Anybody who's trying to get their finances on track, this is a great tool to use.
Thanks, Maurice. I'm glad that you explained that a little bit better, because I would not have been able to have done that as well as you did. So when you were talking about all those features, is that included in the premium, or is that the basic, or just kind of a mixture?
All those features are included in whether you get the basic plan or the premium plan. All those features are included. The only thing between the basic and the premium is that you are limited to the amount of score updates that you can do. I believe with the basic plan, you can update your score twice a month, your reporting score twice a month, and that's the TransUnion report. And with the premium plan, you can update it pretty much every day. It's unlimited. Okay. So, but other than that, they all got identity fraud protection. They all have all the tools, the score master, score builder, the money manager. They all have those features. So they all include all the other same features.
Okay, great. So basically, the difference between the basic is bi-monthly credit updates or activity updates, and then the premium is unlimited. You can check it and get updates as frequent and as often as you'd like.
Right, and I want to include one more thing that I see that actually isn't there. So the basic plan, premium plan is $17.95, and that is, you're right, it's $24.95. However, the 3-bill reports are separate. So a 3-bill report, so let me give you a scenario. If a client comes into the program, a 3-bill report is at $18.95. Those are not pulled every month. Those are pulled every 45 days. So that's not month. So every month and a half, we need to access a new 3-bill report. So that is a la carte. That's a la carte with this platform. So yeah, I just want to make sure that I fit that in. I don't want to say, hey, nobody never told me, but yeah, the 3-bill reports are a la carte.
Okay. Good. Yeah, we'll make some updates to that then, so it reads accordingly. All right, and then let's see here. So training, support. Let's talk about the commissions here just for a moment. So the $249 setup, the commissionable value on that is $90. That's obviously one time because the setup's a one time, and then the reoccurring CV is a little over $20. So as an advisor on the setup, you're making $40.50, and then $9 a month. All right, great. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We still have a little bit of work here to do. I don't know if you guys noticed there. on the plans tab. We still need to get that link in there in order to enroll for the credit monitoring, and we'll have that done probably today or tomorrow. So still a couple things we needed to add in here, but we didn't want to wait anymore. We were really excited about obviously launching the product, something that Agora, like Vince said, Agora has been wanting to add for a while. We finally found the perfect guy in Maurice, and they offer a great service. So we'll get those couple other things added in here in short order. Maurice, Vince, is there anything else that you would like to add here? And then I'm going to jump over to eFix Credit's website here in just a second and kind of give a tour of the website itself.
Yeah, we're excited about having you in here, and wanted to open up too. If there's anyone have any questions, then we want to open it right now. Is there any questions out there? And I always say,
yeah, I've got a couple.
Question, we did that great job. Okay, go read.
Yeah, I've got a couple. Maurice, nice to visit with you. Really quickly, do you guys do inquiry removal?
Yes, we do.
Okay, what's your approximate time frame on those?
Usually 30 to 90 days. Usually we see, because inquiry removal has to be done directly with the creditor. So some might come off, some will come off within the first 30 days, but to get an average of how many, for the most part, to get probably, our inquiry removal, let me say, is around about 82%. So we don't remove every single one. Some of them, they will stick, but very few. So during the course of 30 to 90 days, some clients in 30 days, we get most of them removed. But we have to dispute those directly with the creditor. Disputing it at the bureau level is a waste of time, because basically all they're going to do is send it to the creditor. The creditor is going to say it's valid. The creditor is going to hit a button and say, yep, it's valid, and they're going to send you a letter and say it's validated. So you got to go directly to the creditor to dispute inquiries, and basically a lot of things are electronic nowadays. So a lot of people are, when they get inquiries, they're usually not in front of, they're not physically at an institution in most cases, and it really requires a signature in order, or authorization for them to pull your credit. So, and being that it's electronic, it's really kind of hard for them to say, hey, did you really do it, or did somebody else do it? They weren't behind the computer at the time you did, so it's kind of hard for them to decipher that. So that's one of the loopholes that's there for us to do in inquiry removal. We can't do inquiry removal for accounts that have already been established. So let me make that clear. So if they did apply for something and they applied for American Express. Right, and it could potentially get their account closed. So we have to be careful for which inquiries we actually dispute.
No, I agree. That's actually one of my filtering questions. When people say, "Oh yeah, we can still get those removed," I say, "Never mind," because that activity will close the client's account.
Right.
How targeted can a referral be? For example, just keeping my example simple, there are 5 things that are negative on the credit report. If we say we need these 2 off, can you be that targeted, or do you have to pursue all?
We pursue if a client has 50 accounts, negative items, we dispute every single item that's on the report on each round. And in terms of bankruptcy, let's say if they have a bankruptcy reported, we'll dispute every account that is reported, but we won't dispute the bankruptcy because it's kind of redundant to do that at that point. You got to remove all the accounts that are associated with the bankruptcy before you could go after the bankruptcy. So in that scenario, we would go after bankruptcy last after we had worked on all the accounts that were associated with the BK. So, but in any other scenario,
just BK, you should be able to get the underlying stuff done fairly quickly, though, right? I mean, there's nobody to dispute.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we dispute every account on each round. We go after every negative account. We don't do 3 at a time. We don't do 5 at a time. We go for all their accounts. If they got 100 items, we're going for all 100 items.
Okay. Okay, then you're starting to answer my question on the BK stuff. All right. I mean, you don't experience long lag times on getting the underlying derogatories removed on dismissed BKs, do you?
Well, one of the things is about bankruptcies, and we have a process for bankruptcy. It's a very intense process. Sometimes we got a pretty good success rate for removing bankruptcy. Sometimes we remove them on one or two bureaus, and one bureau wants to be stubborn, doesn't want to remove it. Sometimes that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But we have had success with removing bankruptcy. It's not 100%, but one of the things is how recent was the bank? And not even just a bankruptcy. I know we're talking about bankruptcy, but I think it works for really all accounts essentially. How recent have these accounts actually been reported in bad standing? Was the bankruptcy just discharged last month? If these accounts are fresh, then it's going to be harder to remove them because they're still sitting on someone's desk. So, but more or less, accounts has been archived. They're not trying to collect on it no more. It's pretty much they done packed it up and put it away. Those accounts will be a lot easier to remove.
Got it. Okay, what about lates? Are you able to remove lates that are under 4 years and under 2 years?
Yes, we can. We have. We got a pretty good success rate on removing late. I have a client, for example, we removed 4 late payments on the first round. So sometimes if they don't,
I should be more specific, and I'll take this offline with you, Maurice. There are 2 creditors that historically are difficult to on the lates if they've been one of them within 2 years, one within 4. So I'll talk about those two sources with you offline.
Okay. Yeah. We got a good method for them. We have a newer method that we're using, and it's working great.
All right. And if someone's sending you a block of business, I mean, do we get a separate portal so that we can track internally as well the progress of the clients?
Sure. Long as everybody's okay, long as Vince and Jeremy, you guys are fine with, you have somebody that's sending, a bulk of referrals, and you want them to have their own login to the portal, I have no problem with that. As long as it's good with you guys, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, for what we do.
Reed's a little different because he's a lender, deals with so much. So yeah, I would totally want Reed to have the ability to go back. And like the onesie twosies are not that big of a deal. We can manage that. Quick questions, but in his case, he's going to need it.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Okay.
Again, back to my example. I mean, well, let's use your example. There's 50 things on there, 50 derogatories between the 3 bureaus. For what we do, we only need 2 of them off. So we're going to be monitoring. As soon as we see those 2 come off, boom, we're pivoting. We're getting unsecured cash business lines of credit for them. We don't need a pristine report for some of the things that we do for clients.
Okay.
So for us, it's really more of a sniper approach.
Oh, so you do the business funding? I didn't mean to touch you out. You do some of the business funding?
We do a lot of unsecured, yeah.
Okay, awesome. I need to. So we do it too, but I'm pretty sure you got your own program, your own niche. Yeah, so we can talk about it now if you want to.
Well, I think we should get offline. This is being recorded for everybody else.
Right. That's right.
Yeah,
it's being recorded.
As soon as this call's over, Maurice, I'm going to talk to both of you guys because I knew it would be a good connection for the 2 of you, but I want everyone else to get in on know what's going on. And then also we're recording this for other purposes. But yeah, that would be a deeper conversation, which we'll have afterwards.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem at all.
So we're back on you.
All right. Thanks, Reed. I appreciate all those questions. Those are really good questions and great information. I think that just got shared on this recording for anybody live and listening in the future. So thank you for those questions. Are there any other questions out there? All right. Doesn't sound like it at the moment. No problem. So I'm just going to jump over to Maurice's website really quick. It's e-fixedcredit.com. And you can see a lot of the information we have in the marketplace obviously is right here. But you guys can take a look around. It's got some great videos in here that can be, used that you can send to clients if, they're interested in getting their credit repaired, or interested in a service. Here are some of the reviews that we have talked about, which I think are just phenomenal. So a lot of great information. Talks about personal credit. Business credit isn't something that we've really necessarily talked about too much. It's been more along the personal credit, but they do help a little bit with the business credit, which I believe what we're going to, in time, incorporate that as well. But right now, what we're offering to the marketplace is really in line with the personal credit. So, all right, Maurice, Vince, is there anything that we want to talk about? I kind of feel like we've covered quite a bit here, and I'm not really sure how much other items there are to cover on the call today.
Just so Jeremy, if someone does have a request, we have that right there. Just go back to that. If they do have a request,
I do have one question.
Okay, yeah, what's that?
With business credit, don't they usually use personal credit anyway? Or am I mistaken on that?
They can require personal guarantor. Yes, some programs, yes. We have a program that doesn't require personal credit.
Oh, okay.
What is it based on?
It's based on us building their business credit. So we've been really successful in doing that. We basically built.
What about startup businesses? How long does it have to be running?
Startup businesses, they don't have access to a lot of the accounts that are available out there because some of them do want to see you in business for 2 years. However, startups can do this process as well. We've done it for new companies, startups. We have done it for established companies. And, yeah, we do it through a system of tiers, disestablishing accounts, establishing credibility for the company so that way it can kind of stand on its own. So we build up the business experience, the Dun & Bradstreet, and also Business Equifax. So we built that up. Yeah, we build up all three business.
Don't build up credit. They always just take off the bad, but they don't help build. So I think this sounds really great for Agora.
Yeah. Right, and we got and we should talk about that more. We got videos and we got all kind of tutorials that talk about it, explains the process. And yeah, it's really, really, really good. It's really a value to people out there. It will really help a lot of people.
Nothing worse than going after trying to get a loan. You can't get it because of bad credit, but it's great when you have a company like this that can help you get back in there and get it. Saves you tons of money.
So somebody who has just got out of divorce and they got a business and say, hey, man, I can't get finance for anything, they can have horrible personal credit. They can have excellent business credit.
Jeremy, can you click on that contact tab right there? So if they need to contact, and I know we're still filling some of this out. So if they want to go in and get this, Jeremy, they fill this out? Can you go explain the process a little bit?
You said if they need to contact us,
no, Jeremy,
via phone.
Yeah, I'm talking about through Agora, making sure.
Oh, okay.
So
Got it.
Call in. How are they going to do it? So can you explain the process? Once they pay this, what happens after that?
Actually, Maurice, I am going to actually ask Maurice on that one because I know that we are obviously collecting. Once you get notification that order gone through, you guys are going to contact the customer.
Yeah. What's going to happen? What I would like to see happen. So once you guys say, okay, you got somebody, they want credit repair, They want to pay for it. They enroll in credit monitoring. What we would like for you to do is go into your customer portal, input the information for that lead, so that way we have it. But also, we should probably create maybe a web form, where we collected all the client's data, so forth and so on.
Yeah, that's something we normally have a set up with most of our clients. I know we're a little behind the eight ball on a couple items here, but that's one thing that we will get in here. Or it's actually better if it's coming on your site on your end. But in the meantime, Jeremy, if you could just fill out the contact information for them, so when they fill this out, and then what number, and then Maurice, within 24 to 40 hours, you'll be contacting them. Within
20. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then we'll contact them right away. Once we receive their information, we'll contact them right away. Make sure that they're in the process. When we put them in the CRM, they automatically we're gonna contact them also by phone, but they're gonna get a welcome email with and that they thank you for choosing eFix Credit, blah 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 blah, and they're gonna actually have access to a portal. They're gonna have a link. They're gonna click on it, and they're gonna set their own password. And basically, they'll have access into the portal to see everything that's going on. So they'll get both.
College people.
Okay, good. Jeremy, one second here. I'm just adding something back in here real quick, and let me delete this real quick.
Well, she wants to go to school.
And then, Jeremy, if you could go ahead and just refresh that page. I just added the information in there to the contact page. There you go. So there's the phone number right there. That's where they're located at. And do you have a good, like, say if someone wants to email you guys over there, what's the best email? Just the info@eFixCredit, that one?
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Okay, let me get that added in there right now. Okay, well, very good. I'm excited. And like I said, this is actually a really great product. There's so many people out there that need this. It's definitely a game changer. And to come across a company that has this, and like I said also, Maurice, you help a lot of other credit repair companies, right? You were telling me that, a lot of them use you and they white label you, so there's a lot of these other companies out there that are actually using you to help them in fulfillment.
Yeah, we do a lot of back end processing for credit repair companies. They want us to do their back end processing and process the letters for their clients and send them out. So we do that. We do some other things to help them monetize some of their services. One, credit monitoring, of course. That's one of them. And we have several other things. We have several other things, financial products, a lot of different things to help them monetize, because I think a lot of over the years I have learned how to monetize a lot of the services, instead of just, waiting for somebody to come through the door just for credit repair. So, we have added a lot of great services to bring more value. And that's how I help a lot of other companies do the same thing. Used to be in competition, I wouldn't share any of my resources, but now I'm sharing resources with all of them. I'm going speaking at seminars, and I'm sharing all this information.
That's great. Well, we really appreciate you. Appreciate being on this call. We're real excited to have this partnership, and thank you very much. And all this.
Yeah, we're really excited. Sounds great.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure to speak with you all and share this information, man. It's always a pleasure, and I want to do so. I really mean this. I'm not saying this just for the sake of the conversation. I really want to do some great business with all of you guys.
Well, we
likewise. We're looking forward to doing the same.
We definitely want the same.
Yeah, absolutely.